Hey guys, it's Meredith again. I am coming to you. Sorry for this incredibly horrible lighting. Let's see if I can get this better. Apparently not. It is night. It is late. I am tired. My neck is killing me. I just got out of rehearsals for my play, so hence the 1940s kind of attempt at some makeup here. I am doing a collab video with Mina and over at the Universalist Guru. She is a minimalist saving money financial advisor challenge, and she sent out a video asking us to do a collab called Ridiculous Things People Say About Paying Off Debt. And so there's a bunch of people doing the collab, and I will put that list down in the description box for you, so go and check them out, get some ideas, have a good laugh. It's the ridiculous things that people say when you go to pay off debt and try to improve your financial future. Now, I have to say for this one, I'm actually pretty lucky. I have not had a lot of horrible comments made. Neither has James about paying off debt. But we've had, a variety of things that are, probably people don't realize the way they come out or the way they make the people who are saying them look. So some things we've gotten have been, oh, you have to live a little. Well, we actually plan on living a lot. We plan on living like no one else now, so later on we can live like no one else, making up for those mistakes. So that's one thing we've heard. One thing that I hear that I don't understand is the time excuse. I don't have time for a budget. I don't have time to meal plan. I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to thrift shop or shop for a deal. I don't know how you do it. You must be a super mom. I am not, you guys. I am not a super mom. I have health issues. I have 5 kids. We're trying to homeschool. I've been a working mom. I've done all of those things. And as much as I would love to say, yes, that I'm this really super cool super mom, the hard facts of it is it's by the skin of your teeth most of the time. It's like there's only so many areas and things that you can do well before the other areas fall apart. So to say that I don't have time for something, I have time for the things that I really want to do. I have time to, watch Netflix and chill. I have time to go get a coffee from Starbucks. If I'm going to do that, I can take the 5 minutes that I'm there. If I'm sitting in the shop instead of in the drive-thru, I can take some time to sit there and make a meal plan list. But the thing is you're trading your time for something. And we have chosen to use paying off debt, budgeting, and doing those things to trade our time for financial freedom and security for our family. That doesn't mean we don't have a good time and that we don't do things together as a family. God, this lighting is so bad. Anyway, it's a good lesson for my vanity. We still go to the movies. We still hang out with the kids. We still, rent a video here and there and play games and card games and hang out with family and do things together. It's not that we don't do that anymore, but we're not putting that ahead of our financial freedom long term. All right, now I have to say the most ridiculous things that I have gotten about our debt-free journey actually came from my financial coach. And he doesn't know it, but I'm actually going to be calling them and probably canceling the service for the financial coach. So as you guys know, if you saw the video called Why I Like My Budget Style, let me see if I can scoot out here where I can get a little bit better lighting. Slightly better. Why I Like My Budget Style, you'll know that we use the electronic service called Envelopes, which lets you create budgeting categories and pay off debt and all of that cool stuff. And we really, really like it. Now, for an additional fee per month, they offer a coaching service that will help set you up to fast track your debt. It's kind of their version of a debt snowball. And we decided, since we were pretty new at all of this, to go ahead and opt into this service for a while. And it's $59.95 a month, and you have starting out you have like 2 or 3 calls a month, and it goes down to 1 as you get better and better at what you're doing. And normally they log in with like a screen sharing service, and they look at your envelopes and how you're doing. They just go over there's a lot of books in there, in their premier resources that they go over, you know, and want you to read this section on debt or this section on whatever it is that you're assigned that month for homework. They go over, ask you how your family's doing, go over your current financial budget, make sure you know how to use all of the aspects of the program. And in general, so far, it's been fine. Now, their program is different from the Dave Ramsey program in that they do not advocate paying off debt until you have an entire month's worth of salary saved up. And for us, getting started, especially with the debts that we had and medical bills and things, we couldn't hardly get emergency fund together. And I know a lot of you are in the same position. Like getting that $1,000 together was like life-changing, and it was really hard. Some of you have gotten that $1,000 together multiple times because Murphy happens, and it kept happening. And it's like as soon as we'd get close to $1,000, something would happen that was $500. And we weren't using a credit card. It was a huge, you know, step up, but we were using emergency fund. Okay, so sorry, interrupted by the kids. So anyway, on one of these coaching, like I was saying, their style of doing is different. It's never been a huge issue with my coach. He'll mention it because I think it's just part of the script that they're supposed to use, but he knows that this is how we're doing it, right? So this last call in August, I was so excited because, as you know, if you watch my YouTube channels, we had finally gotten our emergency fund pulled together, and we had fully funded it. We had $1,000. We'd crossed that hurdle. We'd made that, and Murphy hadn't happened, and we had some money in the bank. And I was so excited because it was literally, it took us like a whole year to get it and then like have it stay for more than a week. You know, it was staying there, being the $1,000. I mean, sometimes I would log in just to look at that envelope that said emergency fund, $1,000, and just stare at the beauty of it. So he called and we talked, and I said, well, I have something exciting to tell you. We finally have gotten our $1,000 saved up. And, you know, we're still making progress on our debt snowball. And, you know, we still haven't touched any credit cards this month. And just, you kind of explained to him what all had happened that month. And he kind of didn't even acknowledge that we'd finally gotten the emergency fund, even though that was the main focus of a lot of the calls before that. And these are some of the things that I got to hear. You should be saving and not paying off debt until you have a month saved. He does not understand why we wanted to pay off these thousands of dollars worth of debt when we don't have more in savings. Which I understand. I almost feel like he has to mention it every time. Now, this to me sounds like, I don't know for sure, an older gentleman. Kids are grown. You know, he's been financially stable for a couple of decades. And I think he's kind of lost touch where most people are, and especially as a young family where we are. So he has to always mention this. He actually came out and he's like, well, and I told him, I said, you know, our plan is to get 3 to 6 months once we get our debts paid off. But that is our focus right now, is to get rid of those payments. And he's like, well, I suppose that some people just like living on the edge more than other people. You guys, my face got hot on the other end of the phone. I was so angry, and I do not blow up at people. Now, that's not to say I won't lose my temper. Sometimes my family are in there, but I'm a pretty easygoing person. But as far as outside the family, I said, excuse me, I interrupted him. I don't appreciate your attitude. I said, you have no idea the sacrifices our family has made since we started budgeting and the major lifestyle changes that we've taken, and you know, the things that we've given up, I said, to achieve this. And he's like, well, I feel like if it takes you that long to save up, your standard of living is too high. And I'm looking at him like, we pulled our kids out of private school. We are homeschooling them. We went months without going on any kind of outing or date. We just recently started that up again. I said, the things that are happening to us are not, oh, I just decided I wanted to blow $200 on going out to eat at a fancy restaurant with, you know, my huge family. They were things like medical bills, and the washing machine needed to be repaired and things like that. And he is totally over there sitting and judging and just really sarcastic, and, you know, like he has no clue. All he knows is the questions that he asks me during the month. I read him the riot act. after what we went through in August, and I mean, I can't even imagine how I would react now with what we've gone through in September with Murphy. We actually have more savings now. But I can't imagine how I would have reacted after the hard time that I had in August with the half kind of sort of no spend. If I had gone through, the cancer testing with Cameron and then the stuff with Reese, to have someone tell me that my standard of living is too high and I like living on the edge, and just making all of these judgment calls about it. Now, I have to say, for his credit, he apologized profusely, but I'm over it. I know what I'm doing now. We know what we're doing. We've got the basics down. I'm tired of being told that since we're not doing it the way their program does it, that it's, constantly got to be, reminded that I'm not doing it the way that they want me to do it. And I'm sorry, I'm not going to wait until, if it's taken me, now, granted, we have more savings now, but if it has taken me a year to get $1,000 that's not constantly being hit with Murphy's, it's not that we've never had $1,000, we just constantly get hit with Murphy's, then to tell me that I cannot pay off any debt or make any progress on that debt until I have an entire month's worth of that salary saved up is absurd. It's absolutely absurd in my book. Now, even though we didn't have all that saved up, we never had to touch a credit card. We always cash flowed everything, or cut our living expenses, or whatever we could do if there were tighter times that we had to screech through, but we didn't add to our debt. So you can tell I'm still kind of angry about this. So my next one for October is coming up. And I am undecided about whether to go through with it, just so that he can see that we've made even more progress since last time, and just let him know that his services are no longer needed, or just save myself the drama and call the company and cancel it. I don't know. Kind of part of me wants to rub it in. And part of me is just like, we've had a lot of drama and I just want to be done with it. So these are ridiculous things that I have heard that have been said to us while we were paying off debt. One thing you have to remember is everybody's journey that's doing this is their own. And some of us may be following the baby steps in a row. Some of us may be doing them concurrently. Some of us may be doing a completely different plan altogether. And it's not necessarily a Ramsey thing, but it's working for our family. If you are getting out of debt and building a more secure financial future for your family, if you're being honest with yourself, honest with your partner, honest with where you are financially and the decisions that you're making, that's what matters. Sticking to a formula exactly in a very rigid and legalistic kind of way is not the point. Don't miss the forest for the trees. So these are the ridiculous things that people have said to us about getting out of debt. I'm going to check out everybody else's videos, and I'm sure I'll have a good laugh. I'll get angry with them. I'll cry with them too. And I just love collabs like this. I love building a sense of community. I wish I could come up with a good idea for a collab of my own. I just kind of draw a blank. I'm really glad that everybody else is so good at it, because I can just jump in there and join in. So I will see you later, and thanks for stopping by This Budget Life.